Hello everyone. In last class we have discussed about the types of contract on the basis of the validity or enforceability. In this video we'll see the continuation part of the types of contract. Okay, first one is the on the basis of the validity. Second one is the on the basis of formation. On the basis of the formation, contracts are divided under the four types. And that first one is the express contracts as per section 9 of the Indian Contract Act, where the proposal or acceptance of any promise is made in words spoken or written, the promise is said to be the express, and the express promise results in express contracts. So express contract is nothing but the proposal or the acceptance offer or acceptance of any promise made in the words or spoken words. If the by speaking in mobiles or mobile phones or writing letters or any other things are used to create a contract, means this is the express contract. They are expressing their opinions, or they are expressing their opinion about the contract, okay, by the words or by in the form of words or written form. This is called the express contracts. Okay, for example, if X tells Y over telephone that he offers to sell his car for rupees 30,000, and B in reply informs A over phone that he accepts the offer, right? Here X tells the Y by using the phone that he offers to sell his car to Y for rupees 30,000, and Y also informs the A over the phone he accept that offer. Both the sides, both the offer and accept, the both are express their opinion through the phone. Okay, this is called the express contract. Both the parties of the contract have to express their opinion in words or writing. Okay, next one will implied contract. This is the opposite of express. Here the parties of the contracts are not going to express their opinion. Okay, see, according to section 9 of the Indian Contract Act 1872, where the proposal or acceptance of any promise is made otherwise than in words, the promise is said to be implied, and an implied promise results in the implied contract. Here the acts, here there is no any promises made by otherwise than in words. There is no words, there is no written documents, but here by the way of action, by the way of action, they are expressing their acceptance, or they are making the offer. This is called the implied contract. We'll see one example. For instance, there is an implied contract between A and B. A and the operator of a public bus, and A gets into a public bus, right? A gets into a public bus. Whether it is a contract between the A and the operator of a public bus, right? No, right? It's a implied. When he shows the hand, the particular driver stop the bus, and that particular person get into the bus. Whether it's a contract, no, right? So it's a implied contract. For example, there is a contract between A and the owner of the restaurant. If we went to the restaurant, is there any contract between me and restaurant? No, right? When we went to the restaurant, automatically the contract will arise between us. Okay, this is the implied contract. Then contract of mixed character. It is a combination of the express and the implied, where out of two components of the agreement, one is in each contract there should be two persons. One person is to make offer, and another person to accept the offer, acceptor, or offeree and acceptor. Two things should be there: agree, offer, and acceptance. One is expressed in words, and the other is implied from acts and circumstances. There is said to be a contract of mixed character. One offer and acceptance should be there. One is in the words or written, and another is in a action. For example, say A offers to buy B scooter for rupees 8,000. A offers to buy B scooter for 8,000 over phone. A called B and he told that he wants to buy B's scooter for 8,000. This is the what he expressed his opinion, right? That the B B over the phone, and B accept the offer by sending the scooter itself. He is not call back to A, and he is not going to inform the acceptances of his offer. He just send his scooter. He is doing his obligation just by action. This is the mixed character. Next one, constructive or quasi contract. A quasi contract is one which is not intentionally enter into between the parties but is created by law. They intentionally not enter into a contract, because of law they are entering into a contract. The best example for the quasi contracts is the obligation of a finder. When a person finds the finder of a lost article, if a person find a lost article, for example, the person he finds a lost watch in a street, he find a watch. Now there is a automatically contract arise between that particular finder and the real owner. What is the responsibility of the finder of the goods? He have to return that goods to the owner, right? He have to make the possible research to find the real owner of the goods, right? This is the contract arising by the law, because of the law. Okay, this is a constructive or quasi contracts. Next one is the second one is over on the basis of formation. Next, on the basis of their performance or execution. On the basis of their performance or execution. First one, executed contracts. An executed contract is one in which both the contracting parties have performed their respective obligation. Executed, already finished, right? An executed contract is one which both the contracting parties performed their respective obligation. Both the parties are done with their respective obligations. Okay, for example, suppose A buys a book from bookseller for cash. In this case, both the contracting parties have performed their respective obligations. For example, A agreed to send 100 kgs of rice to B, and B agreed to give 3000 rupees to A. Here A send after some times A sends the 100 kg and B gave 3000 rupees to A. This is the executed. Both the parties are done with their respective obligation, their responsibilities. Okay. Next one, executory contract. An executory contract is one in which both the contracting parties have not yet performed their obligations, either in wholly or part. In this, both the obligations are pending. Under the executed, both obligations are finished. Under this, both the obligations are the pending, right? Now, A promised to sell goods to B on a specified date, and B promised to pay the price to A on a specified date. Both the actions are in future, right? Under the executed, both the actions are in past. Under this, both the actions or both contracting parties are agreed to their obligation in the future, right? Next, partly executed and partly executory contract. This is a mixed character. It's nothing but in which one party of the contract has performed is part of obligation. One party is performed his obligation, and the other party is still to perform his share of obligation. One party's obligation or responsibilities are finished, and other party's responsibilities are pending. For example, suppose A agreed with B to paint a picture of B for rupees 1000. And B has paid the price to A, but he has not yet painted the picture. See, under this, A agreed to paint B's picture for rupees 1000. B's picture have to paint, A have to paint. Okay, and B paid 1000, already paid 1000 rupees to A. This is A finished with his obligation, right? A is finished his obligation, but B finished his obligation. He have to pay 1000 rupees to B. He finished his obligation, but A have to do his obligation in future. He have to finish the work. This is the partly executed and partly executory contract. Next one is the on the basis of their performance. Next, fourth one, on the basis of their performance. Unilateral contract and bilateral contract. Unilateral contract or one-sided contract is one in which only one obligation is outstanding at the time of the formation of the contract, and the obligation has been performed either at the time of the formation of the contract or even before the comes into existence. Unilateral contract, one-sided contract, is nothing but one obligation is outstanding at the option of the formation of the contract. Unilateral means one, unilateral one, right? Uni means one obligation is completed before entering into a contract, but one obligation is outstanding, right? This is called the unilateral contract. Okay. Next one is the bilateral contract. A bilateral contract or two-sided contract is one in which the obligation on the party of both the parties are outstanding. Both the parties outstanding. It's similar to the what? Executory contract, right? Under the executory, both the contract parties are not, both the obligations are outstanding. Same under the bilateral contract or two-sided contracts is one in which the obligation on contract both the parties are outstanding at the time of the formation of the contract. At the time of the formation of the contract, both the parties their responsibility or obligations are outstanding. For example, suppose A promised to paint a picture of B for which B promised to pay rupees 5,000. In this case, bilateral contract, because the obligation of both the parties of the contract are outstanding at the time of the formation of the contract. They enter into the contract and A promised to give 5,000 rupees to B and B promised to paint his picture, right? This is the contract, and at this time, at entering into the contract, the time of entering into the contract, the obligation of A, you have to pay 500 and B have to paint, right? The obligations or the responsibility of the both the parties are outstanding. This is called the bilateral contract. This contract is also called contract with the executory consideration. Contract with executory consideration. Okay, this is about the types of contract under the various basis. Okay, first one, on the basis of the validity or enforceability. Second one, on the basis of formation. Third one, on the basis of the performance or execution, and fourth one is the on the basis of the performance. These are the types of contracts. This is about your first chapter. Okay, from next video we'll start with the second chapter. Under this chapter mainly studied about the India meaning of law and sources of law, and the Indian Contract Act 1872, their essentials, and the case law Solomon versus Solomon, and the different types of the contracts. Okay, we'll see the next chapter under the next video. Thank you.